Hey folks, Matt here, Guitars, etc., Gear Reviews, and today we're talking about small wattage tube amps, and we've got a Vox AC4 with us. Before we jump into the specs on this amp, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Guitars, etc., Gear Reviews, and tap that bell so you'll get notifications. You got 4 watts coming out of a 12-inch Celestion speaker, two 12AX7s in the front end, and then an EL84 in addition to that. Love this little amp. I'll tell you quickly before I play it, let you hear what it sounds like. When I first started playing guitar, I had just cheap starter amps. Then I got a little more serious about it and started playing some different kinds of big amps, 60 watt, Fender 410 kinds of things, Hot Rod DeVille. Played a lot of those different kinds of things. And over the years, I've really developed an appreciation for small wattage amps. This is a Vox, so you know it's high quality. It's a tube amp, so it sounds like a tube amp. And it's not just crazy over the top. Like, you can really crank this thing, get some good natural warm overdrive, and not just blow everybody out of the room. I've seen these used in small gig settings. You might need to drop a mic in front of it to get into the PA to really fill the room up. I've seen them used in church settings. So you can use those if you don't need just crazy amounts of volume. This is a great little amp. I have had 2 of these. I only have 1 right now. I used to have, the first one I got had a 10-inch speaker in it. I liked it okay, it was fine. But I was really wondering if the 12-inch speaker would give me more of a tonal range. So I sold the 10-inch version, got this one, the 12-inch version, and worlds of difference. So I would say if you want an AC4, get the one with the 12-inch speaker. It's a radically different sound, so much more in terms of tone and character and all the good stuff you expect from a tube amp. If you're a parent looking for an amp for your kid, the tendency often, is, hey, we don't want to spend a bunch of money. Let's get a cheapo amp from the pawn shop or, off the internet somewhere, 25 bucks, 75 bucks, something like that. And my son started out with some stuff like that when he was playing. And I went into his room one day and I just thought, he's getting pretty good at this and it sounds terrible. No matter how good you are, anything that comes out of a cheap amp is going to sound like it came out of a cheap amp. And so we started looking at other options. He was getting serious enough about it that I thought we should find something. And you guitar players know, one of the reasons you play is because you fell in love with just the richness of the warmth of just a little bit of an overdriven tube amp. And so we started looking for something that would sound better. He was kind of getting into pedals. Pedals don't sound good out of a cheap amp no matter what most of the time. So we wanted to find something that he could play with some different pedals and really get some good sounds. And bonus for the parents, the sounds coming out of his room upstairs sound good because they're coming out of a Vox and not some cheapo amp. So there's a lot of reasons to consider just going ahead and getting a good amp. The thing about this is too, because a lot of parents are scared, hey, if my kid doesn't stick with it, I'll be out the cash. These bad boys sell. You can buy a used one that's in good shape and probably sell it and get back every dollar you put into it. So you're not necessarily out the money if your kid doesn't keep playing. So if you're a beginner and you want a decent amp and you don't necessarily want to spend tons of money on a massive amp, this is for you. If you're a parent, you want something for your kid that they're actually going to enjoy playing, this is for you. If you need something you can play in your bedroom without, really just killing your neighbors, this is for you. Great little amp. Love the Vox AC4. Control-wise, on top, it's got gain, bass, treble, and a master volume. The thing I like about this is with the gain on the front end and the master volume on the back end, you can really crank the gain, back the master volume off, get a really rich tube overdriven tube sound without killing the other people in the house with the sound. Now maybe you want to do that. Maybe you want to just blow the ears off your sister or something. But this is an amp that you can get great sounds at moderate volumes. If you want a dirty sound, you crank the gain back off the master volume. If you want a cleaner sound, crank the master volume back off the gain. So it's very versatile. You can get all kinds of sounds out of this amp. And like I said, it pairs really nicely with pedals. So if you want to really get some tube screamer action or different kinds of pedals, really great stuff going on here. All right, well, let's take a listen to it. This is my Japanese Stratocaster. Absolutely love this guitar. If you've never had done anything with Japanese Strats, highly recommend them. They're great. So this is the gain at about 25%, master volume at about 75%. So you're going to get a cleaner sound with your Strat. This is no effects, no nothing, just guitar into the amp. And here's what it sounds like. So you can already tell, just a really nice, clean sound. You can play some jazzy kind of chords. Really good stuff. A little bit of blues. Really nice, clean sound. I've got the front end turned up now to about 75%. I've got the master volume back to about 25%, and I'll let you hear what that sounds like. I'm going to throw a little reverb in there just to kind of, since the amp doesn't have reverb, I usually play that on there with the pedals. Back to the cleaner sound with a little reverb on it, just to kind of give you a feel for what that's like. Really lovely guitar. Now I've got the gain at the front end turned all the way up and the master volume at about 50%. You see this guitar, all kinds of sounds, nice clean tones, you can break up nicely. Before we finish up, I'll give you a chance to hear what it sounds like played with humbuckers. This is a Gibson Les Paul Classic, lovely guitar from the year 2000. Let's see where we are here. Just going to turn that stuff up. So we're going for our clean tone here. The gain's at about 25%, master volume's at about 50%. So you can see with the humbuckers, higher output, you're going to get more of a breakup earlier on. That's with the gain turned way back. And you can kind of hear that little bit of a... Back the master volume off to about 25-30% and the gain up to 25%. So I'm sorry, the gain at 75%. Whoops. So you can get a lot of crunch out of a really small amp without killing your ears on a good set of humbuckers. Vox AC4, 12-inch speaker, spectacular little amp. I absolutely love this thing. Probably have it for a long time. Links are in the description. Cruise down there and check those out. Before you do that, be sure to like the video and subscribe to Guitars Etc. Gear Reviews, and we'll see you next time.